Let's discuss about postpartum thyroiditis and subacute thyroiditis. Okay, postpartum thyroiditis. First, let's discuss about this. So, postpartum thyroiditis, it is more common in women with pre-existing autoimmune thyroid disorders and other autoimmune endocrinopathies like type 1 diabetes mellitus, and who have recurrence with, and this condition may be recurrent, like in subsequent pregnancy this thyroiditis can recur again and again. Okay, so that is another point you should consider. And 20 to 40% of patients may develop persistent or recurrent hypothyroidism. Persistent or recurrent hypothyroidism with a palpable goiter. Okay, with a palpable goiter, similar to classic Hashimoto thyroiditis. Hashimoto thyroiditis. Okay, and patient with a more severe initial hypothyroid phase or a high titer of anti-TPO antibody are at increased risk. Okay, so patient with more severe initial hypothyroid phase or a high titer of anti-TPO antibody are at increased risk. Okay, and we do not give steroid in postpartum thyroiditis, but steroid can be given in subacute thyroiditis treatment if NSAIDs, aspirin do not work, or if there is it is severe thyroiditis, then those cases steroid is necessary. Okay, so for now we are going to talk about subacute thyroiditis treatment. Subacute thyroiditis. So if there is mild to moderate symptoms, then either monitoring or starting aspirin or NSAID is reasonable. Okay, and if there is no improvement with aspirin or NSAIDs in 2 or 3 days, aspirin should be or NSAID should be discontinued and prednisolone should be initiated. Okay, prednisolone should be initiated. And if neck discomfort is more severe in the context of significant systemic symptoms, starting prednisolone as initial therapy is reasonable. Okay, and prednisolone therapy should result in significant pain relief in 1 to 2 days. Okay, and prednisolone therapy should result in significant pain relief in 1 to 2 days, and if not, diagnosis should be questioned. Okay.